What's going on, guys? TTL here. Today I'm going to be going over my top 5 plays of the day for MLB. Today is September 22nd, 2023. It's currently around 6 in the morning. Going to try and get this posted by 6:30. The reason I'm doing it a little bit earlier than I have been lately is just because I have some doctor appointments all day today. So wanted to get this posted early for you guys. Thank you guys for all the support. Like I've always said, leave a thumbs up and a comment down below if you're going to tell any of these plays, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm doing 2 videos a day right now, CSGO and MLB, with NFL mixed in as well on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays. So make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're interested in more prize picks and underdog content. If you're interested in getting my complete prize picks, underdog, and sleeper slips, it's only $20 a month. You can sign up for my Patreon and become a VIP. I do sports book bets for every single sport. We do prize picks, underdog, sleeper. You get my complete slips, screenshots of them. I'm not one of those people that just give you a list of props. I give you the exact pairings and the exact way I'm playing everything. We also do VIP only live streams and watch parties. We have fun with it, so you guys go ahead and make sure to sign up. It's only $20 a month, and I can promise you that it's worth it. Let's just get into these picks, though. One of my top picks of the day, I'm going straight back to Cole Riggins, or Raggins, however you say his name. Over 5.5 strikeouts versus the Astros. Let's take a look at the team strikeouts per game. Against the Houston is 3rd in the league for least amount of strikeouts, averaging 7.5 strikeouts per game. Lucky for us, they did get 10 Ks in their last game, but even at 6, 7.5 on average, I do like Cole Raggins over 5.5. This should be a pretty decent play. We can take a look at our partners, Outlier.bet. Also, if you do want a free week at Outlier.bet, they are offering a free week if you use my link. That code is in the description. We can see Cole Raggins over 5.5 strikeouts is around -135 on FanDuel and -146 on Caesars. In his last 5, he's cashed in all 5 of his last 5 games, even versus really good teams. He went against the Astros less than a week ago, got 7 Ks versus them, 6 versus Toronto, 7 versus the White Sox. He's been killing it. Over his last 10, he got 8 of his last 10, and in 2023, he has played 10 games, and in 8 of those, he has went over. Loving this play today. Again, he even went against the Astros last game and got 7 Ks versus them. I think we see something similar to that today. I think we get 6 at least. So loving this play. It's one of my most confident. You can play this in any power plays that you would like. Now, I do want to mention really quickly to you guys, just as a shout out to Underdog. If you're not signed up to Underdog, they do promos like every single day. They also have a 100K Sunday where they're giving out $100,000 this Sunday if you play this prop. $10,000 to 10 random people. But Underdog, if you use code TTL and you sign up in the next 2 weeks, you get a deposit match up to $500. So usually websites, PrizePicks, Underdog, typically they do $100 matched, up to $100 matched on your first deposit. Underdog, if you use code TTL in this next 2 weeks, they're doing up to $500. So make sure to sign up, guys. That's an amazing deal, and I'm very excited that they're doing that for us. But let's get into these MLB picks. I apologize. I'm just amazed that they're even doing that. So make sure to hop on if you're not an Underdog. Next in the list, I have Chris Sale under 7.5 strikeouts versus the White Sox. We can see the White Sox are middle of the pack. They're 16th in the league out of 30th. They're averaging 8.7 strikeouts per game. Over their last 3, they're only averaging 5.6. In their last game, they had 5. Let's go back to Outlier. Let's take a look at Chris Sale. Chris Sale, it's around -133 on Caesars and -140 odds on DraftKings. Over his last 5, he stayed under in 3 out of 5. Over his last 10, he stayed under in 7 out of 10. And in 2023, he has stayed under 67% of his starts, 12 of 18. 12 of 18 games. So I do love this to stay under. On Sleeper, it's like a 1.6x for him to stay under. So loving this play, locking that one in with confidence as well. These are my 2 power plays of the day. The other 3 that I'm going to give you guys are more so flex plays. Feel free to put them in any 3 picks, 4 picks, or 5 picks as long as they are flexes. I would not recommend playing these next 3 in power plays. The next in the list, we have Shane Bieber, under 4.5 strikeouts versus Baltimore. The Orioles are 12th out of 30th in the league for strikeouts. They're averaging 8.4 strikeouts per game on the season. Now, over their last 3, they are averaging double digits, but 8.4 on the season, we'll take it. His line's 4.5 for Shane Bieber. We can see it's around minus 120 on DraftKings for him to stay under 4.5. And on Caesars, it's all the way up to minus 161. So I do love to see that. Now, I will say his last 5, he's only stayed under in 1 of his last 5. I hate seeing that, but 2 of these games were versus the Royals. 1 was versus the Brewers. All 3 of those teams strike out a lot. Over his last 10, it's 5 of 10. So we can see that Boston, he stayed under. Baltimore stayed under. Cardinals stayed under. Mets stayed under. It's just versus those bad teams where he goes over realistically. A lot of games he gets 4 strikeouts. But over his last 20, he stayed under in 12 of 20. And in 2023, he's played 19 games. He stayed under in 12 of those, which is a 63% rate. So I'm really liking it. I also really looked at the batter versus pitcher stats. Down at the bottom, you can see the heat maps, and most of these players do not strike out where he typically pitches. So definitely love this play. Locking it in again. This is only a flex play simply because those last 5 stats are a little bit iffy, and his stats versus Baltimore are a little bit iffy. There's not enough data for me to like actually see if I love it or not. So leaving this as a flex play, but I do really like this play. Next in line, we have Pablo Lopez, under 8 strikeouts. Now, I would rather take this on Sleeper. Sleeper allows you, if you don't know what Sleeper is, Sleeper gives you like sportsbook odds for your props. So it's pretty much just like PrizePicks, just like Underdog, but they give you odds, which is lovely. So like I said earlier, the Chris Sale under 7.5 was like 1.6x. That means that instead of 1.8x or 1.78x or whatever it is that PrizePicks gives you, you get less odds because it's favored to hit the under. Pablo Lopez is at 8.5 on Sleeper, so it is a little bit of better odds if you take it there because obviously it gets rid of that push potential. He's versus the Angels. The Angels are 27th in the league. They average 9.5 strikeouts per game. They actually have 13 strikeouts per game over their last 3. That's the main thing that scares me about this play. We can see on Outlier that Pablo Lopez is minus 140 odds on DraftKings and minus 146 on Caesar. He stayed under this line in 4 out of his last 5, in 9 out of his last 10, in 15 of his last 20, and in 23 of his last 30 games out of this season. So 77% of the time he stayed under 8.5. Now he has pushed in 7 of these, it looks like. So that does make it a little bit more iffy. There's a lot of push potential here. I apologize, guys. But I do really love this play. I'm taking the Pablo Lopez under 8. Again, I do like it better at 8.5 on Sleeper. And then finally, the last play of the day is going to be Charlie Morton over 5.5 strikeouts versus Washington. The only part that scares me is that it's against Washington. The Nationals are 2nd in the league, averaging 7.09 strikeouts per game. They had 5.6 over their last 3 on average, with 10 strikeouts in their last game. And if we take a look at Morton, though, he has been killing it this season. So we can take a look at his over 5.5. Out of his last 5, he's cashed this in 3 out of 5. Over his last 10, he's cashed it in 5 of 10. In 2023, he's cashed this in 16 of 29 starts. The head-to-head, every time he's played against Washington in his career, he's went over. Again, 2023, 16 of 29 starts. 55% of the time, he's going over 5.5. Now, the odds for this are similar. They're like -105 all the way up to like -125. Again, that head-to-head though really makes me like this play. I know that rosters change, but against Washington in his career, he's gone over every time in his career. 16 of 29 starts this season. I really like it. I also looked at the BVP heat maps at the bottom, and they typically strike out where he pitches. Most of their batters do. So loving this play. Again, this is only a flex play though. I wouldn't put it in any 2 picks. And there you go, guys. These are my picks for the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll have CSGO again tonight. CSGO is looking great right now. Morels is playing currently. If you guys are interested in joining up the hype, we always type about our plays in Discord for free. We also have that VIP chat if you guys are interested in joining VIP. Thank you guys so much. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you next video.